All right, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom, class, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting and laboring for the second coming of our Lord Yahushua. A hearty, mighty shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there in the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying. They're fasting. They're studying. They're being diligent. And they're abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Aquath out there, the sincere sisters that are out there zealous, diligent, and on fire, moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Shalom to the ancient men. Shalom to the children. And shalom to the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Kwame Shalom.
Khan, Shabbat Shalom. All praises to the Most High for another Shabbat, another day of edification, repenting, getting yourself in order and getting your house in order. As we always do, we're going to go to Acts chapter 18 and verse number 4.
Come. It's the book of Acts, chapter 18 and verse number 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
Right, another Sabbath service to persuade Israel, who knows that the Israel to continue in the faith, the charity, the brotherly love, right? All things to magnify the name of our God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and to those just coming into the truth, to compel them to be as the church of Berea, to search the scriptures daily and diligently to see if the words that be spoken them are true or not. Right, it's a lot of false prophets, a lot of soothsayers, a lot of men who want to heap men unto themselves to fill their own belly. And it's our job as the watchmen for Israel to be that strong defense to the hopeful elect and to the sincere Israel. And the only way we can do that is through Philippians 4 and 13.
Philippians chapter 4 and verse number 13. I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengtheneth me.
Right, so through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we're able to cast down false doctrine, stand 10 toes down for the doctrine we learn, not to be tossed to and fro like a wave in the sea, and be fervent for our God, our laws, our heritage, and our families.
And shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom to the ones reading, praying, fasting throughout the four corners of the earth, magnifying the Most High and His beloved Son Yahushua. Another shalom to everybody doing the work of the Lord, right? In season, out of season, in the last days. Let's go to the mighty book of Acts, right? Chapter 17 and verse 2.
Acts chapter 17 and verse number 2. And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them in 3 Sabbath days, reasoned with them out of the scriptures.
Right, reason with them out of the scriptures. So on the Sabbath day is a day of rest, but it's also a day of reading, right? It's a day of praying. It's a day of going inside of these scriptures, rightly dividing the word of truth. Read on.
Opening and alleging that Hamashiach must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Yahushua whom I preach unto you is Hamashiach.
Right, and this is who we're sent out to magnify upon the earth.
Come, man. Right. Once again, all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. Right. As always, let's go into the book of Acts, chapter 15 and verse number 19.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 19. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from amongst the Gentiles are turned to God.
Right, and all their brothers and sisters, right, the children tuning in, right, in the classroom or live, have all turned away, right, from the ways of the Gentiles, turned away from the ways that we once walked in this world to come back and serve the Most High God. Read on.
But that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols and from fornication and from things strangled and from blood. For Moses of old time, having every city, them that preach him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day.
Every what?
Every Sabbath day.
Right, right. So just as our forefathers, right, our foremothers of old, right, went and searched the scriptures daily, right, studied to show themselves approved, right, as well as turning back, right, from the ways of this world, right, keeping themselves undefiled, keeping themselves clean, away from things that are polluted, right, idolatry, fornication, and all manners of wickedness, to keep yourself pure and holy and upright every Sabbath day. Right, with that, Brother Scott.
We're going into end times. Where is the wise men, right? So we're going to go into Ecclesiasticus. We're going to go into Ecclesiasticus, the 6th chapter, right, concerning the wisdom of Sirach, and we're going to dive into sound doctrine, and we're going to dive into practical knowledge. God, Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and 1. Let's bring that out, okay?
Come. Sirach, chapter 6 and verse number 1. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy.
What the Lord say?
Instead of a friend, become not an enemy.
Right. So the Most High, he deals with relationships. The Bible is about friendships. The Bible shows you who your enemy is, who your friend is, how to deal with people, how to be cordial, who to strive with, who not to strive with. All of these encounters with man and amongst the Israelites are described in Ecclesiasticus. Now, Ecclesiasticus also is for those who are addicted to the law. When you read the prologue, right? So a lot of these precepts that we go into, they're essentially ordinances and sound counsel on how to keep the laws of God. God, that's where this wisdom comes from, is rooted within the law. It tells you that in the prologue. So read it from the top again.
Instead of a friend.
Because you have laws that tell you how not to hate your brother. You have laws that show you don't avenge yourself against your brother. Leviticus, the 19th chapter, right? You have laws if you see your enemy's ox go astray. So you might want to know more in detail how to deal with your fellow brother, huh? Instead of a friend,
become not an enemy.
Right? So what does that mean? It means that me and his brother, we may have a tighter relationship than me and Elder Charles. But I don't have to be everybody's friend in Israel. Right? Some brothers, look, we can have a cordial relationship as long as I'm not that brother's enemy, right? We're not fighting, we're not cursing. I'm not throwing curses on him. We're not throwing curses on me. We're not getting violent with each other or malicious. That's still acceptable in the eyes of the Most High. A lot of times in Israel, brothers think that you have to be like this with every single Israelite. And you may not be like that, man, because you got different personalities. People have different interests. You have different pastimes, different hobbies, different upbringings, different backgrounds, right? You might be from the same city as a brother. Y'all might have different stories and war stories that relate to each other, man. Y'all might have the same upbringing, Con. Now, you might be closer to that brother. So the Lord is saying, instead of a friend, become not an enemy. One thing you don't want to do is be in a spirit where you're the enemy of everybody, man. Right? That's a thin line right there. You could be not cool with somebody, but also not be the enemy at the same time. I mean, we deal with it in the workplace all the time, man. We're not the enemies to these people at the so-called plantation, man. Right? We know, we know deep down inside that those are our enemies, but we have to treat them in such a fashion where we don't overthrow ourselves. Con, you might shake their hand, you might say good morning, X, Y, and Z. So instead of a friend, become not an enemy. One more point that brothers have to realize is don't beat yourself up if you're not tight with every single brother, man. You got different, you might have, me and Amos been knowing each other longer, man. So we might have conversations that, the brother Lyrica might not be privy to, man. Some brothers got inside jokes. Some brothers are closer even to Baltimore, man. Right? They talk, they make music together, they do certain things. But a brother shouldn't feel envious or left out or, well, them brothers didn't do X, Y, and Z. Just love your brother and understand, instead of a friend, become not an enemy. Con?
Quick precept, Romans chapter 12 and verse number 18. Right? Just because you don't talk to a brother as much doesn't mean you have to have an evil suspicion and think, well, I didn't do nothing to that brother, or that brother doesn't like me. It may not be of that sort. Every sort can form all flesh can sort it to its kind. Loosely paraphrasing. There's different interests that somebody else might pick up on and the next brother may not find interesting at all. Where I know I can talk sports with some brothers, and some brothers I can talk music. Some brothers we can talk TV shows, right? Some brothers can relate because you may have a lot of children, right? So, you're going to consort and you're going to cleave and gravitate to those who kind of spark and pique your interest as well. But you got to live peaceably amongst all men. You got to be cordial. You got to show brotherly love. That's commanded of us, right? To love your neighbor, right? Bring that out, King.
All right. Romans chapter 12 and verse 18. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men.
Right, so you should be peaceable. It shouldn't be any oughts. It shouldn't be any anger, malice that you're holding within yourself. You got to live peaceably. You got to show brotherly love. You got to forgive 70 times, 7 times. the same way that you would want to be forgiven 70 times, 7 times, right? That makes a beautiful cohabitation when it comes to Israel, right? Brothers laying aside their malice and laying aside their pride and apologizing. And then that builds more of a brotherhood, right? It's a brotherhood that's born in adversity, loosely paraphrased. Sometimes you may get into it with a brother and you don't realize how much you have in common. So after y'all move that ought out the way and talk to one another.
Con, that's right. Let's go to the mighty book of 2 Corinthians, right? Chapter 12 and verse 18. 2 Corinthians 12 and 18. And again, you have certain brothers that are from the same tribe, like the brother said, the same upbringings, right? They share the same hobbies, pastimes, right? Their wives may be cool. You know, you may go over brother's house. All of these things play a factor. But let's go to 2 Corinthians 12 and 18.
God. The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 18. I desired Titus, and with him I sent a brother.
So he said he desired Titus. Certain people you may desire to do the work with you. If you're going to play basketball, you're not going to desire every brother to be on your team. If you're going to cook, you may not want everybody to cook, man. If certain things are done, you may desire a certain brother for a specific office that you may not desire another brother in. Doesn't make you less cool with that brother, right, Vidor?
I desired Titus, and with him I sent a brother. Did Titus make a gain of you? Walked we not in the same spirit?
See, if Paul is going to send somebody to do the work, it would make sense through the spirit that him and that same brother will walk in the same spirit. So, I mean, he didn't desire, anybody. Let's go to the mighty book, another quick precept. Let me see what I want. Brothers got it. Just had. You got something up?
Quick precept.
Salaki, I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Salaki, can I get Philippians chapter 2 and verse 19?
The book of Philippians chapter 2 and verse number 19. But I trust in the Lord, Yahushua, to send Timotheus shortly unto you, that I also may be of good comfort when I know your state.
He said he had to be of good comfort by sending Timotheus. Again, if you're going to do the work of the Lord and do certain offices, you may desire a certain brother to be along with you in that. Our brother may be sharp with etymology, geography, he may be good with Hebrew. I desire that brother over that brother. It's nothing personal, right? I mean, that's just how the spirit is. In certain times where the Lord only took Peter and James or John in certain places that he didn't take the rest of the 12, right? When the transfiguration happened, he didn't take the whole 12. He took certain men. So with that same way, the Lord didn't have any envy or guile toward any of those men. It was just certain things through the spirit the Lord showed other men or that other men can move with you with. Right, Vidon?
For I have no man like-minded.
Right, read that again.
For I have no man like-minded.
I have no other man that I could think about other than Timotheus. Read.
Who will naturally care for your state.
That would naturally care for your state.
Quick precept of the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, and verse number 11. Right, because also on another fold, right, this all goes into the type of fruit that brothers bear. And this also the qualities that the elect are going to have. So let's bring it out, Hebrews chapter 12 and verse number 11.
This is Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 11. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
Right, right. It says, nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness, man. Right, being able to cast away grudges, right, to not bear any iniquity and malice. Hey, these are all fruits of righteousness, right? That brothers must exercise thereby. Right, read on.
Wherefore, lift up the hands which hang down and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed.
Right.
Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord.
Right, Con, without a no man shall be able to see the Most High, man. Right, you gotta help up those that are lame, right, that are feeble, making sure that you're making peace, man, with all men, right? These are all qualities, right, that all brothers should strive for, that seek to be part of the hopeful elect, man, right? Making peace, right, and not causing envy, strife, and division. Praise God.
Okay, and let's finish that verse, right? It's Sirach 6:1. Right, let's finish that verse. So brothers understand, instead of a friend, become not an enemy.
Con.
Right? Don't be a troublemaker. Right? Don't be causing folly, strife. You got to ought with every brother in the camp, man. It's everybody's problem but yours. Right? Everybody's going off but you, man. Right? Bring that up.
Sirach 6 and verse number 1. Instead of a friend, become not an enemy, for thereby,
if you become the enemy of everybody, you don't not know how to build a relationship. You don't know how to be peaceable. You don't know how to be cordial. For thereby,
thou shalt inherit an ill name.
What the Lord say?
For thereby, thou shalt inherit an ill name.
Your name going to stink, man. Everybody going to want to deal with you, man. Brothers going out, they might get something to drink, and they ain't mention you, man. Right, brothers, they got something going on, man, cookout at their crib, and you weren't invited, man. Right? You always come in, when you walk in the room, you come in with 2 bottles and you want to fight. Right? Who won it, man? Where is that? Where my phone? Who took my phone? Brothers, remember that stuff in the world, man. Who got my phone? I beat everybody in here, man. You said what? You can't deal with a brother like that, man. You don't want an ill name. Read.
Shame and reproach.
Shame and reproach. Go to Sirach 4 and 7 real quick, man.
Sirach chapter 4 and verse number 7. Get thyself the love of the congregation.
See, get yourself the love of the congregation, man. Right? You should aspire to be cordial and to have the love of the congregation, which means you can't isolate yourself. You can't be an individualite, and you have to learn how not to take yourself so serious, man. A lot of brothers take themselves too damn serious, man. Everything is like you're on the edge. Like, who you trying to prove yourself to be, man? That's how a lot of brothers get an ill name too, because nobody feels comfortable talking to you or dealing with you, because you're coming off like a super brew, man. An a-hole, man. Salakia, man. Some brothers are like that, man. So you can't talk to that brother. You want to make a joke. He ain't going, I make a joke with the brother. He gonna say what's going on in the book of Genesis, chapter 33. I heard one account, there was an elder before us. He said all he did was strictly talk scripture. It's not a sin to strictly talk scripture, but if you went into like, man, it's about to rain. Okay, where is that at in the scriptures? Right? Show me 2 precepts on rain. You got one in Job. Okay, you got Sirach the 1st chapter. And he was kind of going into it, man. Right? So read that one more time, Sirach 4 and 7.
God. Get thyself the love of the congregation.
And you should be missed, man. Right? When you're not around, brother should ask where you are, man. Where is that brother? I missed that brother, man. When you come around, brother should welcome you. Right? Brother should be excited to see you, man. You want to have the love of the congregation. God, you don't want to be a creep in the camp, man. In the back of the corner, playing with Etch-a-Sketch, man. Causing confusion. Go to 1 Samuel 25 and 1. Brother brought the Etch-a-Sketch to the feast day, sitting in the back, man. He don't want to talk to nobody. He don't want to deal with nobody. He don't want to laugh with nobody. I'm just keeping the commandments. Right? It's a horrible spirit. You said what? Yeah, damn statue, man. Got his nose up. He always complaining. We had this last time. Y'all didn't bring enough beers. It's always you. Where the bathroom at? Why are you in the bathroom so long? What's that noise? And the brother gotta get that brother out of here, man. Right? Give me 1 Samuel 25 1. I'm gonna get another quick precept.
1 Samuel chapter 25 verse number 1.
Right?
And Samuel died, and all the Israelites were gathered together,
right,
and lamented him, and buried him in his house at Ramah. And David arose and went down to the wilderness of Paran.
Right. And David had the love of the congregation, man. It tells you that in 1 Samuel, the 18th chapter, because of his good behavior. Right. He was held in admiration with all of Saul's servants. And he was made the captain of the whole army, man. And these were warriors, men that kill people, man. So he knew how to talk to people, how to get on brothers' level, man, how to be compassionate, how to empathize, how to sympathize. You know, you got to, these are all traits of getting the love of the congregation, man. Not just telling somebody what to do or debating somebody, man, trying to confound somebody at the feast day, right? Even be, just talking to a brother. How's your day going? Hearing the brother. Brother might be drinking, he just rambling, you just listening to him. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, that's crazy, right? You got to do that sometimes, man. You got to just hear a brother out, man. Right, read on.
And there was a man in Mayon,
right,
whose possessions were in Carmel,
right,
and the man was very great.
And this is Nabal. He's very great. He had a lot of wealth.
And he had 3,000 sheep.
He had 3,000 sheep
and 1,000 goats.
Right.
And he was shearing his sheep in Carmel.
Right. Here's the point.
Now, the name of the man was Nabal.
Now, Nabal means foolish. Read.
And the name of his wife, Abigail.
Abigail.
And she was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance. But the man was churlish and evil.
Can the brother pull up? Can you pull up the definition of churlish? He was churlish and evil. You don't want to be a Nabal, man. Nabal is the exact opposite of a man who has the love of the congregation, man. That's a brother that's selfish. He won't give you a ride, right? It's a little bit of wine left. He take the whole damn bottle to the head, right? Should have been here quicker, right? The race is not to the. Then he pull a precept, man. You don't want to be around a brother like that, man. It vexes you, man. Right? Bring that out, churlish.
Come. This is the definition of churlish, right? And it reads from the etymology dictionary, right? Meaning deliberately rude.
Deliberately rude. Some brothers are just rude, man. Right? You say shalom, shalom. He kind of ignore what you're saying. He not focused, man. He don't listen to what you got going on, man. He cut you off in your speech. You complaining about your problems. He switching and making it about his. Minimize what you going through, man. Read on.
Stingy. Mean.
I met stingy brothers, man. Stingy brothers, man. Go on.
Difficult to work or deal with.
Read that again.
Difficult to work or deal with.
How many brothers met somebody that's difficult to deal with, man? You know it's going to be something. It's only a matter of time. Right? You give a brother a ride, you get in his car, don't touch that. Right? Move that out the way, man. Your brother's just being a damn demon, man. Difficult to deal with. Go on. He always got to do it his way. Read.
Peasant-like behavior.
Peasant-like behavior, man. Damn. Yeah, peasant-like behavior, man. Don't be a brother with peasant-like behavior. Learn how to be down to earth, be attentive, communicate, smile, laugh, and get the love of the congregation. Con,
let's go to Proverbs, right? Proverbs chapter 22 and verse number 1.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse number 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
Right. So to have regard to your name, right? Don't be the person whose name just automatically, in the TV shows, the music is scratching. The whole mirth and happiness just ends when that certain person walks in. You want to have, people smile when your name comes up, right? Not in the creep status or creep sense, but, you bring joy to brothers, right? Brothers get joyful when they see you, right? And that comes with a pattern of good works, right? It doesn't just happen overnight. It's a consistent pattern of doing what is beautiful in the sight of the brotherhood, right? That's why David had a good name, right? He brought flagons of wine unto the people in the city, right? That makes you an honorable and loved person because we're lively stones. Let me get that in 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 4. We're lively stones. That's what makes Israel so beautiful. Everybody has their own select personality, right? Everybody does something a certain way. And when it all comes together, it's the most beautiful tune, right? When it comes together, right? You can have a feast day. We did Passover, in Indianapolis, right? We had brothers come from all four corners of Babylon, and it came together, different lingos, right? Brothers understood what each other was saying. Like out here in Baltimore, we say when you got to take a long walk, it's a bop, right? It's a bop. Brothers in Cali understood what we were saying, right? That makes us lively stones, man, because everything that we do, we have the spirit to make it beautiful. We have the spirit to enhance what is supposed to be a down and tumultuous situation, man. We're in captivity, and we can have a good time in captivity just being around with each other. That's the lively stones that the Most High has made Israel, right? Bring that out, King.
First Peter, chapter 2, and verse number 4. To whom coming, as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of God and precious.
Right.
Ye also, as lively stones, are put up a spiritual house, in holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Yahweh by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Right. So we're those lively stones that build up the spiritual temple of the Most High. Right. That one stone over there by the house is the love that the brother Nasha'aya might show to the congregation. The one over by the window is the charity that Gabar might show to the congregation. It all comes together to make a beautiful name to the Most High. Right? Because in all things we do, we magnify the name of our God. Right? Don't be a niggard to yourself. Right? Don't be a niggard to your brother. Right? It's nothing worse than somebody who see past their own wants and needs for the betterment of the congregation or for the betterment of Israel. Right? Those people should be cast off. That's why the Lord cast people off from amidst the congregation, because they didn't follow the suit and follow in line at the way that the Most High commanded us to be. Right? The law, statutes, and commandments is the first form of charity. Right? It's the first form of welfare. Right? You look out for the fatherless and the widows. Right? And if you can't follow suit with that, you don't need to be around the children of God. Right? But you got it, brother.
Let's go to the mighty book of Proverbs, chapter 16, and let's start at verse 24.
Proverbs 16 and verse number 24. Pleasant words are
You start at 22, Baba Kasha.
Come. Verse number 22. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it. But the instruction of fools is folly.
Right.
The heart of the wise teacheth his mouth, in adding learning to his lips.
Right. It's the point.
Pleasant words are as an honeycomb.
It said pleasant words are as in honeycomb, man. You don't want to be a brother like brothers are saying that just rude, disrespectful, don't got nothing nice to say, always trying to stun on a brother, man. You gotta watch brothers that always try to one up another brother, man. Right? I got a new pair of shoes. Hey, I can look at my fringes. I got this garment. Right? I got this meat tree. Right? Brothers always try to outdo one another, man. That's off. That's not the spirit of the Lord, man. You're supposed to be moving in a meek, lowly, humble spirit. Read that again.
Pleasant words are as an honeycomb.
Pleasant words. So in order to multiply friends, you got to show yourself what? Friendly, man. That's what the scriptures say. If a brother come up to you, he trying to talk to you, and you shun that brother off because that brother has only been in the truth for 3 days, 4 weeks, 1 month, or he hasn't become a soldier yet, or he isn't in the congregation, shame on you, man. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb. You can help that brother from an illness of his mind. He's plagued. He's about to fall out the truth. He don't know what's going on. He having all type of marital issues and problems. The brother thinking about, is the Most High really with me? Pleasant words and giving counsel, love, laughter. It is sweet to the soul, man. Brothers need that. You know what that's called too? Exhortation. Exhortation is in the scriptures, but you can also exhortate a brother to get a better job. You can exhortate a brother to be a better husband. You can exhortate a brother to, take your children here. You can do this, do that. You can up yourself in this right here, and you don't have to take this avenue. You can take this path. That's helping a brother. It's sweet to the soul. Read on.
Sweet to the soul and health to the bones.
And it's health to the bones. It builds brothers up, man. If it wasn't for brothers, where would we be, man? The Most High uses brothers. And each one of us in this room has gotten counsel some way or another. That's helped us and deferred us from off a path we were going down that we shouldn't have never went down in the first place. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 49 and verse 1.
Sirach,
chapter
49 and verse number 1. Then stood, 49 and verse number 1, the remembrance of Josiah is like the composition of the perfume.
Right, his name smell good, man. You talk about a brother, you immediately smile or laugh, man. You think about the memories and the good times a brother has, and that just make you laugh because y'all drunk, man. If you only laughing with a brother when y'all drunk, that's not your real brother. The brother only come around when food and drink is around. It's not your real brother, man. You gotta pull up on a brother when he needs you, talk to a brother when he needs help, counsel a brother. Your name should smell good off of the commandments and health you bring forth in the congregation, not by the mirth, folly, and madness you bring about, man. Certain brothers only have a personality when they drink. Right? They get a couple of, hey, brother, come on, brother. Brother just got a still face. Then he popped two damn shots, 3 shots. Now he the life of the party, man. Now he's saying, turn that up. Let me get the mic. Right? He dancing, he swinging, he moving, he grooving. He turning into somebody that he wasn't originally because of wine and drink. That shouldn't dictate your spirit and the love you show and the communication you have to brothers. So Josiah, your name is smell good. Read on.
Is like the composition of the perfume that is made by the art of the apothecary.
Right, there's many things that you can add. It's not just, just blackberry, man, burdock root. Right, his name smokes so good. It's like the composition of healing, and you want that, man. We think of a certain brother name. Okay, I'm gonna get counsel. His brother got a good sense of humor. His brother knows prophecy. He can help me. He can exhortate me. That's the spirit we ought to always move in collectively as a congregation.
If we can sticking in Sirach, let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 41 and verse number 12. Sirach, chapter 41 and verse number 12.
This is Sirach, chapter 41 and verse number 12. Have regard to thy name, for thou shalt continue, which thee, Salakia, have regard to thy name, for that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures of gold.
Right, man. Right, as brothers bring up, man. Certain brothers' names, they come up. Whether those are brothers are still here or not. And brothers say they smile, man. They rejoice. Right, it's a blessing, man. Hearing of Moses, Abraham, right, our Lord, man, our kings that moved in righteousness, right, from the works and labors that they have done, and their name still held to a high regard, even till this present day. Right, read on.
A good life have but few days, but a good name endure forever.
Right, but a good name endure forever, man. Right, it's extremely important, man, to have awareness, right, to making sure that you're keeping yourself with a good name, right, because one thing could cause your name to stink, right, and it's also hard, a lot of times to get that name back that you once had, man. Right, so making sure you're keeping that reputation, right, keeping that honor, right, to make sure that you're keeping yourself with a good name. Can
I make one quick point?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to make a quick point. When there's a stench, it takes a long time to clear the air. That's spiritual. Now you can spray something, but it's still lingering around.
Right, we could jump down to verse 16. Bob Gashar.
Verse 16. Therefore, be shamefaced according to my word. For it is not good to retain all shamefacedness, neither is it altogether approved in everything.
Right, man. Right, meaning that brothers also have to have discernment, man. Right, you don't have to always be that bashful, right, brother, that's just getting kicked and stomped out in the corner, man. Right, just being bashful and shut. Right, nor also right just being approved in all things, man. Right, hey, brothers are talking about having a good time, but you just always have to ask, well, what's going on with the 7 heads and 10 horns, man? Right, just boasting of your wisdom, man. Right, so making sure you having that just balance, man. Right, and making sure that you're also having and showing that shame face, right? Meaning also what? To be humble, man. Right, and that boastful and prideful. Right, brothers got.
Yeah, that remind me of David, man. Like the brother said, David, he was giving out flagons of wine or meat and wine. David also gave gifts to all of the elders of Judah, man, that took care of him when he was hiding out, man. And that was sincerity, man. You can't force it either, because the Most High is going to show it, man. Right? You can't force a relationship. A lot of stuff brothers got to know too. It take time, man. It take time to naturally build the bond with brothers, man. Right? You got to go through the trials, through the up downs. The brother said the adversity, man. Some brothers may be newer to this truth, and you've been in this thing. You may be part of a congregation, and you may wonder why, you may not be as tight with brothers. It take time, man. You gotta be patient, man. Right? The more that you come around, give me Sirach 20 and 22 real quick. The more you gather together, right? The more you got to talk to different brothers too, man. I can't talk to Nasha'aya and Araya all day, man, and expect to have a good relationship with Lyra Cut, right? Or the brother Felix, man. Sometimes you got to step outside that comfort zone too, man. Right? You have to step outside of your shell, how they say, man. Because you might learn something from a brother, or you might take interest or know something about a brother that you never thought about, man. I know you like the so-and-so too, right? And now y'all got something going on, man. So read that, King.
Sirach.
And you got a lot of brothers in Israel, they may have a bad name, man. That's the worst thing you want, man. And one of the worst things about having a bad name is not knowing that you have a bad name. That's damn near worse than having a bad name, right? Why? Why is everybody not want to deal with me? How come nobody calls me anymore? How come everybody always has something negative to say, right? Because your spirit ain't right, man. Your spirit not right. You can't see. You're not examining yourself, man. You have to pay attention to how you're perceived. You have to care about that to a degree. Not 1,000%, because everybody gonna have something to say, right? Everybody ain't gonna like you, man. Somebody gonna find something in you, man, right? But you have to care to a certain degree, huh? So read that, King.
Sirach 20 and verse number 22. There is that destroyeth his own soul through bashfulness,
Right.
and by accepting of persons overthroweth himself.
And by accepting of persons overthroweth himself, man. So don't overthrow yourself through bashfulness or accepting of persons. What is accepting? It's like accepting the persons. I can respect the persons, man. When you esteem a man's personality and his own traits and gifts and skills to your destruction, right? That's accepting a person. You overthrow yourself, right? Go on.
There is that for bashfulness promiseth to his friend and maketh him his enemy for nothing.
That's horrible, man. Right? When you brothers been in situations like that, man. You told the brother, I'm gonna pick you up at 6 a.m. I know you got that new job. I'm gonna take you there. You got an interview at 7, right? And you don't even have a car. You just want to be that brother friend, man. Right? Now you scraping and scrambling, trying to get a car last minute. You're going to, the damn car dealership. I gotta get, like, you just doing too much, man. Just say you can't do it. Now the brother waiting. Where you at? Salakia. Right? I really don't have a car. Now you got an enemy for no reason, man. A lot of brothers, you scared to just say what you have and what you don't have. What you can do, what you can't do, man. It's okay to tell the brother, look, I can't do it, man. Brother is going to respect that more than you promising him something knowing that you can't physically do it, man. Don't tell the brother you're going to pay him back next Thursday when you ain't going to have the money till damn next month. Just own up and say, look, I don't got it right now. Can you be patient with me? What can I do in the meantime to make this right, man? It's called integrity, man. So that's part of relationships and friendships too, because brothers are going to perceive that, man. Or a man of understanding, he's going to mark you. He may not say it. He may not say it vocally, but he's going to mark that, man. And that brother, man, he said he was going to pay me Thursday, man. He ain't even pay me. And he said that's the second time he did that. Then the next brother, yeah, he did that to me too. Now your name stink, man. Read on, King.
A lie is a thou blot in man. It's like in a man. Yet it is continually in the mouth of the untaught.
And you got liars, man. Brothers get caught up in lies, fabricating stories, making stuff up, man. Right? Get jammed up in a lie. That's a horrible thing, man. Nothing like getting caught up in a lie. Yeah, I'm working. I got this thing. I'm gonna be at the feast day, and this gonna happen. And you're lying, man. It's very important to learn how to be a brother, Con. It's very important, man. Right? Let me get one more quick precept. Ephesians 3 and 19. A lot of brothers are chasing the breakdowns, you're chasing the in-depth parables, right? But you're a damn asshole, man. Salaki for the language. You got the 7 heads and 10 horns, but nobody wants to deal with you, man. You know all of the 70 weeks and this word in the Greek, but nobody wants to talk to you, man, because your spirit not right. So bring that out, King.
Ephesians 3 and verse number 19. And to know the love of a Mashiach, which passeth knowledge.
Which does what?
Which passeth knowledge.
No knowledge is at all.
Which passeth knowledge, that ye might be filled with all the fullness of God.
So the love of Yahweh Shai passeth knowledge, man. What good is it knowing parables and breakdowns, but you don't know how to be a brother? You don't know how to be humble. You don't know how to be meek. You're a liar. You're a thief. You laugh in a situation ain't worthy to be laughed at. You cry in a situations when it's time to rejoice. You're just all over the place, man. Here we are rejoicing that the Edomites got cut up at camp, man, and the other nations, and you're crying. Making it about you, man. What I have bills due. Brother, come on, man. Get your spirit right, man. Right? So learn how to be a brother. Go back to Sirach, the 6th chapter, man. Israel, your focus, our focus, should be learning how to be better brothers to one another. Right? Read on the Sirach, the 6th chapter.
Come on. It's direct.
Even if you got camps with doctrinal differences, man. Some doctrines are completely off. Right? But that doesn't mean you can't talk to a brother, man. Or pray for a brother. You know, bring that up.
Sirach 6 and verse 1. Instead of
it's like you're not 1, 2.
Come.
You only 1 verse in.
Come. Sirach 6 and verse number 2.
Who would have thought? Right, read verse 2.
Extol not thyself in the counsel of thy own heart, that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying alone.
Yeah, that's plain. When you extol yourself in your own heart, it means that you're tripping. Your ego's tripping, right? You're proud, right? You're proud and you're high-headed, man. And you think that you know what don't stink. And that every idea you have is the number one idea and can't nobody tell you nothing. And then you walk after the ways of your own heart and you get caught out there. It says that thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull strand alone. Brother seen an Animal Planet, man. What happened when them bisons are at the watering hole and then 99 of them leave and 1 is left there, man? He ate up, man. He get torn in pieces. So that's what happens when you separate yourself from the congregation. When you separate yourself from counseling, from wisdom, it's only a matter of time before you get torn in pieces. That bison on the Animal Planet, I mean, it takes time, huh? Because he's still in his own mind, drinking the damn water, man. Not circumspect. Them crocodiles are right there, they watching you, man. Them lions, they hunt, man. And it's only a matter of time before you lift your head about that water, you look around, and all of the bison are gone, man. And you be watching them, and that's when they do it in slow motion. You see that jaguar kind of running and kind of tear them up, man. You have to take heed to counsel. Okay? That's also part of relationships and friendships, man. Don't be a brother. You can't talk to a brother. He ain't going to listen no way. Try to tell a brother he's stubborn. A lot of brothers are stubborn, man. It's like talking to a damn log, man. Right? So you want to be a brother that's, even if you may not agree with it, you hear the brother out. Yeah, I can hear what you're saying, kind of. You know, I'm going to consider that. I'm going to lay that to heart. Right?
God, also, you got to understand the people who you surround yourself with, right? Because, you know, that old wise saying, birds of a feather, they flock together, right? Can we go to Sirach 13, verse number 1? Right? Because the more you're around somebody, the more you're going to tend to act like them. You're going to pick up their mannerisms and the phrases that they say, right? It's no coincidence that all Israel say man, right? It started with the elders. The elders always said man. It just trickled down, you know, right? Right? Bring it out.
See that?
See that? Con, right? So you're going to start picking up those mannerisms so much more when you're around proud people. When you're around people who are contrary to the way that we're supposed to move, right? Let's bring that out, okay?
Con. The book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse number 1. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith.
So if you touching something that you have no business touching, right, you're going to be defiled with it, right? That's why it's important to, in the medical terms, wash your hands before you go in the doctor's offices, and that's why nurses are always watching, because they don't want to contaminate stuff, right? Keep going, okay?
And he that hath fellowship with a proud man,
So if you have fellowship with a proud man, somebody who can't be corrected, somebody who esteems themselves above others, right? Somebody who wants to call people idiots or stupid or laugh at people's misfortunes.
shall be like unto him.
So you're going to be like unto him, right? So if you think that that man's proud and you continuously having fellowship with him, people going to think you proud just off buck because that's who you around, right? Doctors don't hang out with rappers, right? Doctors are amongst other doctors, right? Prophets don't hang out with sinners and wicked people. They're amongst other prophets. So the congregation that you choose to keep around is going to say a lot about your mannerisms. It's going to say a lot about the person you are, right? You can judge somebody by the friendship group that they have, right? I'm not going around a whole bunch of NBA young boy homeboys, right? What am I going to profit from that? Right? I'm going to be looking around for gunshots and weed smoke and all manner of lewdness.
To the brother's point, it's going to be hard for you to defend your name, right? Because if you're around a bunch of NBA young boys or Negroes, and you come up, well, I'm not really like them, and hear me out. I'm really look. Your name is already associated with that, man. So it's hard. It's going to be hard for you to defend your name and for you to justify yourself, like the brother said, simply based off of who you're dealing with, man.
Right. I was going to say, that's why Nicodemus came to Yahushua at night, because he had a certain status that he had to maintain, right? If anybody see you outside of the status that you're maintaining, humbling down, they're going to think less of you. Right? What you got?
Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 18, and let's start at verse number 1. 2 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 1.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 18 and verse number 1. And David numbered the people that were with him and set captains of thousands and captains of hundreds over them.
Right, so he's gathering together all of his army and he set everybody in order. Right, read on.
And David sent forth a third part of the people under the hand of Joab.
Third of the part of the army going to Joab. Read on.
And a third part under the hand of Abishai,
Right.
the son of Zuriah, Joab's brother. And a third part under the hand of Attai, the Gittite. And the king said unto the people, I will surely go forth with you myself also.
Right, I'm about to go to war with you too. He's not just setting up the army, and just letting them go off the war. He said, look, I'm going to go to war with you too. Right, read on.
But the people answered, thou shalt not go forth. For if we flee away.
Right, I don't want you to go to war. Because if something happened to you, that's going to affect the whole congregation. It's going to affect the whole army. See, David is the king at this point, and whatever he say is really going to go. And they got to know that, and they understand that. But he's still listening to them as they're giving him counsel. Right, read on.
For if we flee away, they will not care for us. Neither if half of us die, will they care for us. But now, thou art worth 10,000 of us. Therefore, now it is better
that thou secure us out of the city. Right, like you work 10,000. Then if something happened to you, all hell will break this spot. We ain't know who won't be able to direct us, lead us, and show us the way you have been doing all this time. You work 10,000 men. Let's see what David did.
And the king said unto them, what seemeth you best, I will do.
Whatever you say, I'm gonna do it, man. That shows humility. Now the king,
A-hole. The king could do whatever he want to do. He could trade everybody duck. He could set everybody to war. He could do whatever he want to do. But he said, look, whatever you say, I'm going to do. I'm going to do what's best. And that's showing humility. That's hearkening. These men weren't necessarily counselors. They didn't have a high rank and stature, right? Or none of those things. But nevertheless, through the spirit, he said, you know what? It's all of y'all. Y'all all agreeing once. Whatever y'all say, that's what I'm going to do, man. And not listening to counsel, too, could put a spirit on somebody. It actually led to Ahithophel's death. Go to let's see what I want. 2 Samuel chapter 17 and 22.
All right. 2 Samuel chapter 17 and verse number 22. Then David arose and all the people that were with him.
Feel like you can start at 21?
No. Okay, that's the visuals back up. All right, yeah, but we back up. It's the audio. It's still up. Serious? Test, even the mic. Mic work? Good. Make it fun again. Anybody? All right, come. So let's go back to this reference chapter. So like, give me Second Corinthians chapter 2:11 real quick. Right, quick precept. Second Corinthians chapter 2:11. Audio good?
All right, let's read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse number 11. Lest Satan should get in advance of us, for we are not ignorant.
No, we don't know what just happened.
For we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, we know what's going on, man. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basham Yahushua, this is a beautiful topic for Israel, man. This is a beautiful topic with so much discord, strife in Israel, confusion, hatred, variance, emulation, the works of the flesh, man. All these spirits that are dividing us, Esau infiltrating and Edomites getting involved and madness and confusion. These are the principal things that build up a nation, God. So we have to, we're fighting this curse in Deuteronomy 28:54, man. We're fighting the spirits. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 1 real quick. Another quick precept. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse number 1. And I, brethren, cannot speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Hamashiach.
Right? So
Right.
Paul said, I couldn't get deep with you because you're dealing with demons. You got demons on you. You can't receive spiritual matters until you get rid of these demons. So a lot of brothers don't grow and elevate. Let's know if you can hear us. Can't hear us.
Oh, yeah, we back.
Sound good?
Test.
Good enough.
Yeah, test.
Right? It's back on. So let's go back to it. Right? See that? Right? So Salakia, Israel. Right? So bear with us. Right? We're getting everything working. Satan and these spirits, the prince of the power of the air. Right? It's working on the Shabbat to hinder the word from going out. The Lord said the sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown, and when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in the heart, man. Trying to cut the spirit of the living waters, man. Building up a dam while the living waters are going out. So go back to that king in Ecclesiastes chapter 6.
Right. Chapter 6 and verse number 2. Right. Extol not thyself in the counsel of thy own heart.
Read verse 3.
Verse number 3. Thou shalt eat up thy leaves and loose thy fruit and leave thyself as a dry tree.
Yeah, you're going to fall out the truth, man. Right? You're going to fall out. Your leaves represent your understanding. So you don't take heed to counsel, you're going to eat up your own leaves. You're going to destroy yourself, man, because you're going to be in your own counsel, your own mind. Right? Go on.
A wicked soul.
And the Lord said in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. You got to have at least one counselor, man. At least one brother you can confide in. And stop going to the counselor that you know that's going to tell you to do what you already want to do, man. Don't go to go to Sirach 37. There's a whole account of this, man. Don't go to the counselor. Here you are struggling with alcohol. You know that you shouldn't be drinking because you're getting drunk and you're doing God knows what. You got fired from your job. And then you call the brother to always bring the bottles. Should I stop drinking? Right? Here, I'll be over there in a minute. Let me tell you about it. Right? He showed up with 2 damn bottles, man. Take a shot and let's talk about it. Right? You'll overthrow yourself, man. Right now you have a drunk counsel. Go to Sirach 37.
Sirach 37 and verse number 10. Consort not with
read this whole thing is
5.
crazy. Read 7.
7. Sirach 37 and verse number 7. Every counselor extolleth counsel, but there is some that counseleth for himself.
See, every counselor can give counsel. They extol it, but there are some counselors, they have hidden agendas. They have ulterior motives. They have different plans. Read on.
Beware of a counselor and for what need he had. For he will counsel for himself, lest he pass by thee.
Let's say you got a broken down car, or you need your car fixed, right? You go to a car mechanic or a repairman, right? And he's constantly complaining, man, I need a new car, man. If only I can have one car, man. Or I just need one more car. You go to him complain, hey, look, this isn't working, man, just give me the car, man. Let me hold on to it. Give me the keys, hold on to the car. It's broken down. It's nothing to do with it. Just give me the car, man. All they needed was $50, man. That's you know, you're away from me. Because you weren't picking up that this guy kept saying, I don't have a car, man. I'm sick of taking the damn bus. Right? I got to take the train. He needs your car, man. You have to perceive what somebody needs, man. Otherwise, you'll get robbed and you'll get taken advantage of. Huh? Okay.
And say unto thee, thy way is good, and I stand on the other side to see what shall.
He knows woman is wicked. He said, just marry her. Right? He see her talking to other men. Right? Sneaking out, freaking off, doing God. And the brother came and he said, man, I know you think of that sister. So why don't you just marry that sister, man? Get down with her. And he knows that that woman either has another husband. Real chop. All right, we're gonna get maybe 1 more, 2 more. We're gonna wind down then. What we get for it? Right? We may do a live cap and make up for it. Right? Make a live cap and make up for it, Israel. Right? So Salaki, we'll make this right. We're not just gonna leave Israel out on the Shabbat like this. Most of them we can make up live cap. Come. So 1 more, we're gonna wind down.
Consort one that's expected thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee.
Right, and hide your counsel from such as envy you, bro. Because whoever envy you, they're going to look to overthrow you. Right, so we know the sound is bad in the comment board. We'll do a live cap. We're going to make this thing right, Lord willing. So tune in. We'll be live in about 2 hours. Lord willing. So tune in around 4:30 to the same channel. We'll be doing a live cap at the harbor, feeding the flock, and sitting under the elect most I will. God. With that, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala. Shalom.